everyone, I'm Isabella Martinez and welcome to this documentary titled AI, Creativity, and Social Media Production. I work in social media here at Sacred Heart University, where part of my job is creating videos and content for platforms like Instagram and TikTok. And because of that, I'm constantly thinking about how to make content faster, more engaging, and more relevant. But recently, I started noticing something. AI is becoming part of almost every step of the process. One of the biggest reasons people use AI in media production is speed. According to a keynote Q&A about AI plus social media, tasks that used to require entire teams can now be done by just a few people using AI tools. This is important because it shows how AI is not just a small tool, it's changing the scale of production. Instead of needing dozens of people, one person can now produce the same amount of content or even more. This creates a huge shift in how media works. More content is produced, faster turnaround, and less cost. According to David Shapiro, a recognized YouTuber, AI is described as being able to read and analyze massive amounts of text in seconds, something that would take humans hours or even days. So clearly, AI is making production faster, but this speed also creates a new kind of pressure. Because if content is easier and faster to produce, then the expectation becomes to produce more, and that changes the role of the creator. Even though AI is supposed to make things faster, my experience and many others shows that it's not always that simple. Sometimes, instead of creating something directly, you have to figure out what to ask, rewrite prompts, and try different versions. And this process can actually slow things down. So instead of saving time, AI can shift where the time is spent, from creating to managing the tool. This creates a new dependency. You're not just creating content anymore. You're negotiating with the system to get what you want. And that raises a deeper question. Are we still the creators, or are we becoming editors of AI-generated ideas? So this isn't just something I've noticed in my own experience. To better understand how AI is actually being used in real content creation, let's hear from a manager of a university's social media team who works directly with these tools every day.
Hi, my name is Nicole McIsaac. I'm the Assistant Director of Content for Sacred Heart University's Marketing and Communications Office. And I use AI in my social media content creation role pretty much every day. AI completely has changed the workflow of my job. It can make things faster when you're drafting captions, generating ideas, or just overall editing your work that you're going to post on social media. But it can also make things slower if the content that AI is giving you needs heavily edits for it, or it's generating too many generic, mediocre ideas. And social media in general requires that trend-driven timing, intuition, and human interaction. So when you ask me if AI can impact the creativity of content creators, I think it can be both yes and both no. AI allows content creators to produce more, a cadence, create more content. It also can help them generate other ideas that they may not come up with themselves, but it can also limit their creativity in a sense of the content that AI is giving the creator is more generic. Where AI can hurt content creators' creativity is it can produce more generic phrasing, it can flatten your brand voice, and it also can limit the trends that are popping up on social media. So when I think of using AI to help boost creativity as a content creator, I really want to amplify that AI shouldn't be your voice, but it should amplify your voice.
Nicole's response is that AI doesn't have a single impact. It's both helpful and limiting at the same time. Also, she emphasized that AI shouldn't replace a creator's voice, but amplify it. This shows that the value of content doesn't come from the tool itself, but from how the creator uses it. So, if AI is changing how we work and how we create, the next question becomes, what does this mean for creativity itself? AI is often described as something that expands creativity, but when we look closer, it actually changes what creativity means. According to an article titled Human versus Machine, AI tools can now generate full pieces of content, from essays to images, almost instantly at a fraction of the cost of human work. This is important because it shows that AI is not just assisting creativity, but it is starting to automate parts of it. What might take a human creator days or even weeks can now be produced in seconds, creating a clear incentive, faster production, and lower cost. But the same article also explains something key. AI doesn't actually create in the same way humans do. It says that AI systems are essentially reproducing patterns from existing data, rather than creating something based on real experiences, emotions, or original thought. This shows that AI is not truly replacing human creativity, but it is replacing parts of the creative process, which changes the role of the creator. Instead of starting from nothing, creators are now generating ideas, selecting outputs, and refining results. So creativity becomes less about creating from scratch and more about directing and editing. Another article titled The Rise of Generative AI explains that while AI can increase efficiency, it produces content that feels generic and repetitive, especially when used too heavily. And there is actual data supporting this. 66% of people say AI generated content does not have the same value as human created stories. Only 28% find AI content truly authentic. On a podcast called AI Just Changed and Most Creators Haven't Adapted Yet, one idea stands out. People come here to see your unique perspective. You don't want to automate that away. So this reinforces the idea that the value of content is not just the output, it's the person behind it. So even though AI can generate content quickly, it cannot replace personal experience, emotional connection, and authentic storytelling. Now, if AI is helping create content, should audiences know? There are also concerns about ownership. AI-generated content raises issues about who actually owns creative work, the human or the machine. An article titled AI Creating Art is an Ethical and Copyright Nightmare explains that AI-generated art is created by analyzing thousands of existing images and learning patterns from them. This means AI is not creating from nothing, it is built on human work that already exists. Because of this, many artists are concerned that their work is being used without permission, their styles are being copied, and their jobs could be replaced by good enough AI results. The article even describes these systems as a washing machine of intellectual property, because they mix and reproduce existing creative work without clear ownership. According to Ervin Narayanan, a professor of computer science, AI is not replacing everything suddenly, but integrating gradually into society. This suggests that the future is not about humans versus AI, but about humans working with AI. So, as someone creating content for my university, I'm not just observing these changes, I'm experiencing them. AI is helping me work faster, but it's also making me question how I create, why I create, and what creativity really means. So after exploring all of this, I don't think the answer is simple. AI is not just a tool, it's changing the entire process of media production, and maybe the real challenge is not whether AI will replace creativity, but whether we can keep our originality, voice, and intention in a world where anything can be generated instantly. From Democratic Technologies, this is Isabella Martinez. Thanks for watching.